Greetings, and welcome to MMO Training Camp. This week, we're talking about nurses, or at least their in-game incarnation, also known as healers. This is part 2 of a 3-part series that's focused on group roles, and just going over basic information about them. Last week we talked about tanking, and this week it's healing. So we'll go ahead and log into Jalem. He's my brand new level 32 Holy Specialized Paladin. They use holy magic to heal their group members. Now, last week I went over tanking and how that's more of a leadership role and it can be kind of stressful and it's more of a selfless kind of role, but I gotta say healing is more so selfless. You have to know what spells to use when. There's no real rotation to speak of. I mean, there is, but it's really a loose rotation, and it's totally dependent on how much damage people are taking, and lots of other variables. But with this video, I'll be able to go over some of the very basics of healing. And I haven't healed in a very long time. I don't have a whole lot of experience, so feel free to make tons of fun of me in the comments, not a problem. Okay, so I'm just going to start with the basic abilities here that are on my action bar down here. The first one's Flash of Light. Very basic spell, just heals for a certain amount of health. Holy Radiance is another heal, but it does more healing to the target that I have targeted currently, and then a little bit less healing to those around that target that I heal. And then Holy Shock is an instant heal that grants me 1 holy power. And you can use holy power for a number of different abilities. The only one that I have that's really worth it as a healer right now is actually Word of Glory. It's just a more powerful heal that requires holy power to use. So, I'll go ahead and close the spellbook. I just wanted to show you that because I have it on an action bar that's like off the screen right now. So, that's why I pulled that up. So, and then we also have Denounce over here. It's just actually a damage ability that I can use if I don't have to do a lot of healing at the time. There's also Judgment and Crusader Strike. Those are both damage abilities which grant holy power. Actually, Judgment doesn't grant holy power if you're holy, but that's okay, because Crusader Strike does. And then we also have, over here on the right, we have Cleanse, which I bound to Shift-C for Cleanse. And then I also have Divine Shield, which protects me from all damage and effects while under the duration of Divine Shield. It's actually a very pivotal paladin ability. They've had that ever since the game came out, I'm pretty sure. And it's a very paladin-like ability. So those are the basic abilities. I'm going to go ahead and hit I to open up the Dungeon and Raid panel. And make sure I'm... Yep, I got the check mark next to healing. So I'll go ahead and hit Find Group. I'm pretty sure that healing queues are actually relatively quick. Oh, I was right. Awesome. Alright, so I'll go ahead and hit Enter Dungeon. Now, a lot of people probably are wondering why I do so many of my videos with World of Warcraft. Well, not only do I have a lot more experience with World of Warcraft because it's been out longer than a lot of MMOs on the market, but... Okay, I'm going to pick up these couple of quests here at the beginning of the instance. And down here you'll notice that my group actually showed up since I actually joined a party. So a lot of people probably were wondering, well, why do you use World of Warcraft for so many of your videos? Well, part of the reason for that is I've got a lot of experience with it, but another reason is over the years that it's been out, they've really refined the game to where it's really good to show people the basics. I mean, what I love to do is focus on the very basic mechanics of MMOs, at least for this series, the training camp or beginner part of the series. So as you can see, I'm kind of switching and kind of doing a little bit of damage here. But when my tank needs healing, or when the group members need healing, I'm focused, obviously, on doing that, because that's the chosen role that I've gone with. But yeah, World of Warcraft is really good, in my opinion. Okay, so, see, that blue. See how we turned blue there? That indicates that there's some kind of spell effect that's present on my group. And that's UI, an advanced UI feature of Elf UI. That's my chosen UI. It's a suite of interface add-ons that I've had installed that will, you know, as you can see, modify the effects of different things. And when they turn blue, that means they have a magical debuff. And paladins have the ability, using the cleanse ability, to dispel those, and also poisons. You see there how he turned green? That indicates that he's poisoned, but I can actually dispel that. Okay, so I'm going to use 3 holy power here on a Word of Glory, because my tank's taking quite a bit of damage. Okay, so he's got a poison on him. I'll get rid of that. Alright. So as you can see, it's really selfless. I mean, I'm having to focus primarily on the group action, I'm not, sorry, not action bars, but the group members that I have showing down here. I'm getting attacked, so I'll use a stun on that guy. Kind of bring it over to the tank if I can. Now, here's a totem that just appeared, so I'll go ahead and kill that thing for the group. Alright. Use my speed of the light to catch up. Yeah, see, I am like wasting holy power, I'm noticing, because I'm not using it like fast enough, but that's okay. This is just a beginner, you know, beginner level, and I am very much a beginner at this point at healing. It's been a very, very long time. Wrath of the Lich King was the last time I healed on, I believe it was a Discipline Priest, and that was actually primarily in PvP. I didn't really do much instancing with him. See, I can cast this Denounce ability to do a little bit of damage. The tank's not taking too much damage. Okay, he's taking a little bit here. Speed of the light to catch up. And then I can use my damage trinket here. Yeah, see, he's not taking too much damage, so I can focus a little bit more here on playing more of actually a hybrid role. I'm doing a little bit of damage, but also healing when necessary. Ooh, I should get out of here probably. And I didn't even have the tank targeted right there because I'm awesome. Okay, guys, you gotta get out of this. Oh no, you can't avoid this, I don't think. Yeah, that was the stampede. They can't avoid that. Get everybody topped off here. Alright, the tank has run ahead. That's okay. I have speed of the light to catch up. Use a Word of Glory here because he took about half his hit points and damage. So yeah, that's really kind of what it's about with healing, is you're bouncing back and forth. And I know in the upcoming expansion, they're actually looking at making it even more hybridized, at least for certain classes. I know I'm actually kind of excited for Paladins, even though the Holy Paladin in my guild is actually got me a little bit less excited because he said a lot of Holy Paladins are upset because of some of the weird changes that they're making. But I remember reading something about how they wanted to focus a little bit more on making it a more hybridized role so that you can do more damage and also be in melee combat. Okay, I really need to focus on healing this guy. He's taking a ton of damage. Cleansing himself. Yeah, it's kind of stressful because you can very easily all die if the healer's really not on his toes. But yeah, sorry, what I was saying about Legion is you're going to be able to do a little more damage and actually be in melee range. And I think in terms of what Paladins thought they would be as holy, like kind of all this time, at least my perception was they'd be more of like, you know, kind of like that battle healer type of a role. where they're up kind of in combat, they're doing stuff, not a whole lot of damage, but they're more frontline fighters, and that's what they're kind of going for in Legion, and that kind of has me excited. Sort of the reason why I chose Paladins to do this video today, because I wanted to kind of grab a couple of levels while we were doing this, and yeah, so the group is taking a lot of damage overall here in this fight. There's lots of spells being cast on us, so I'm primarily using that Holy Radiance ability to try and keep us all topped off. See, no one target is taking a whole lot of damage. It's kind of a group deal. Alright. Get us all topped off again. See, that spell there is really cool, the Holy Radiance, because, you know, you can heal a couple people at once. The only deal with it, though, is that they have to be near whoever you're healing, so we kind of have to be a little bit more grouped up in order to make really good use of that. Use my Speed of the Light to catch up. Let me heal myself. Somehow I took some damage there. Yeah, see, against like one target, or if the tank is not really pulling a lot of stuff, I can focus a little bit more on doing damage, which is nice because you're helping clear through at that point. But of course, you don't want to do that at the risk of the group, you know, at the risk of wiping the group, because you'll end up taking longer to, you know, kill stuff and possibly wipe if you're you know, focused on damage when you should be focused on healing. Alright, kind of getting the hang of this a little bit. Trying to make sure we stay grouped up. Or at least I stay grouped up with the group. Since these are kind of like random dungeons, it's really hard to coordinate stuff, but it's also low-level dungeons, so it doesn't really matter all that much how coordinated we are. But I just wanted to give you a sense of how things kind of work. It seems like Holy Shock is your primary builder for Holy Power that enables you to use that more powerful Word of Glory spell to heal a higher amount of health. Okay, looks like he's about to pull a lot, so I'm gonna focus mainly on... Well, never mind, he died really quick. Alright. Yeah, it seems like those two abilities are big spenders, but I know our Holy Paladin, when we're raiding, doesn't really spend all that much time up there in the group, and you have to be in melee range to use this Crusader Strike ability. Okay, so he just got a holy debuff, or a magic debuff, so I can dispel that. Yeah, see, he's not taking too much again, so I can cast some damage spells, dispel him again. Damage. Oh, gotta watch out for that little thing that I just stepped in. Alright, so we'll follow the tank through, and this is your main thing. If you have a really good tank, it does make your job a bit easier as a healer, because you're not having to like switch targets, DPS isn't getting aggro. You know, overall, if you have a really good tank, it does make it a lot easier. You're just kind of only having to watch him, and not only is it healing itself easier, but also doing a little bit of extra damage to help the group move through the dungeon becomes a bit easier. So we are at the end here. We'll just kill this last boss, and we'll be all set. So that gives you a little bit of insight here on a little bit how Holy Paladins work. I am definitely no expert. I will never claim to be an expert on healing unless I, for some reason, decide to pursue that role in the future. Of course, I'll do my best to make myself an expert. But I did, however, this time spend some time reading a bit about Paladins because I didn't want to be totally caught unawares with making a brand new Paladin. So, oh, please don't die. Yes. Oh, he leveled up, so he healed the full. Nice. So there you have it. A full dungeon run there on the healer to give you a sense of what you'll be doing in a group environment. And of course, it gets more complex as you get more abilities, and the mechanics for the bosses get more and more difficult. But there's some basic information for you newbies that are considering pursuing a healing role in group content in MMOs. Have a great week, and you keep practicing as always.